Hey guys, and welcome to this week's Slow Flow. You got the dynamic class, and then I've made again a flow in a very, a similar style to what I've recently been learning or diving deeper into. So it's more yoga therapy sort of than actual yoga flow. So we're going to do movements that open the hips, that open our chest, and sort of create the space in our body that we need in order to build strength. So do, say, dynamic movements, dynamic flow, for example. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with a short meditation, so just to come into ourselves, to calm down. And I've also attached a video from my current teacher training, so you can see, my teacher has loads of YouTube videos free online, so if you're interested in diving into the theory side a bit more, they're quite long, but they're super interesting. So if you want to learn in depth about why we practice yoga and what's really behind where it comes from and what it aims for, then I really recommend you to watch just a short clips of it, or if you're interested in diving in a bit deeper, then there's probably hundreds of hours of material to be found if ever you want to dive into it. We're going to start today from a comfortable seated pose, either your legs crossed, straight out in front of you, with your back straight, lengthening the spine, rolling your shoulders back perhaps, wherever it feels like gets you relaxed. Then we can take a few deep breaths. You can close your eyes and just allow your breath to travel to the bottom of your lungs. And feeling how your body is starting to calm down. Feeling how your breath is bringing you calmness, releasing tension. Feeling how your body feels today, what's going on a physical level, on an emotional level, psychological level. And if there's any outer disturbances, like I've got my mosquitoes here in Finland, they have arrived. They always do this time of year, and trust me, there's a lot of them. Try and close all those distractions out from your mind if you feel like there's too much noise or people walking around disturbing your peace. Just instead of getting frustrated, aim and try and sit with it. I'm feeling a mosquito sucking blood from my arm right now, and I'm trying to resist of not opening my eyes and smashing it dead. The peace starts from us and our actions, and in the smallest actions ever imaginable. So we might think, oh, that's nothing, but it's actually a big reflection of how we act in life, how we take life in. So giving yourself a moment to observe what's annoying you, what's disturbing you, and does worrying or getting angry over it really help in solving that problem? Or would accepting it and sitting with it and just simply allowing it to resolve resist the urge to act, resist the urge to react based on our perceptions, based on delusions, distractions of our mind, of others. Simply accept what is, what has been, and what will be. And starting to bring your awareness back into your breath. Starting to control your breath. And bowing forward on your mat, reaching your arms out in front of you. And then exhale, starting to lift back up to seated. Opening your eyes slowly. Feel free to scratch or yell or whatever you wanted to react earlier. Right now, a short practice that can be super efficient just as it is. It doesn't have to be combined into yoga in any way, but it's practicing life. Yoga is practicing life, basically. So we're going to move into the movement part of the slow flow. So if you need to add any movement to your legs, feel free to do so. We'll be a lot on the floor space today, so we're not going to stand up at all, basically. And we're going to start by releasing our hips with a gentle movement. So you can come lie on your back, and there won't be too much guidance on the breath today, so simply paying attention to the fact that you are breathing. So aiming to make it as deep as possible, but we're not going to move into the breath on today's flow. We're going to bend our left knee, bring it close to our hips, and then lift our right leg on top of our left knee, so that it comes into about 90-degree angle, supporting yourself with your elbows. If it's too uncomfortable, you can always lift up to your arms, but here it goes a bit deeper into a stretch, so it might be much more comfortable in here. And starting to swing your legs from side to side. If they drop all the way down to the floor, allow them to do so. We practiced zero resistance last week a little bit, so we're in a similar principle. Resisting as little as possible, just allowing the movement to happen. So we're dropping the legs here. Maybe you're doing gentle movement back and forth with your right knee, but keeping the resistance around your hip joint as minimal as possible. Releasing the joint with gentle movement, doing side to side, back and forth, even lifting your leg up. If you feel like it, you can straighten your left knee up towards the ceiling, and then help with that leg in taking your right knee further. So we're working on the right side first, dropping, lifting, dropping, lifting and releasing. Gentle movement. And then when you feel comfortable, slide your right ankle a bit lower, so close towards the groins, towards your left hip. And then do the same, keep moving. You will notice, oh, that's a lot tighter because we're adding more pressure onto the joint. So perhaps start with your knee bent, and then keep dropping back and forth, moving from side to side, back and forth. And then if it feels comfortable, you can bend your right knee and then add a little bit to that movement in here. Now we're going to release. Bring your legs straight out in front of you, and then just simply letting them shake from one side to another, both legs. As little resistance as possible. So we're working again with the Upavinyasas, the preparatory poses for actual vinyasa practice. That are super important in releasing the stress and accumulated tension in the body. And then we're going back to lie on our backs or on top of our elbows. And we're going over to your left leg, so bending your right knee, lifting the left on top of your right knee. And again, starting from higher, and we're going to start gently moving back and forth, perhaps side to side. Starting to release the left hip from here. Doing a little circle if it feels comfortable. And then when you feel good, either straightening your left leg out, up towards the ceiling, moving it up and down, or if you feel more comfortable, or both, you can slide your right ankle closer to your, left ankle closer to your right groin. And then we're going to continue the movement in here, from side to side, back to front. You can think of your body as a box, or are you moving inside the box? We can only go as far as our body is capable, is high or long off and wide. And the closer we work on the center, the more stability, the more balance we will find. If you feel like lifting your leg, feel free to do so, adding a movement in here, from side to side, where it feels comfortable. And then releasing. Straightening legs out in front of you and giving them a little shake. Releasing the tension here, perhaps coming to sit on your straight arms. You might feel a difference here already. We're going to pigeon pose from here. So we've done this before on yin yoga. Bending your left knee first, stepping your right towards the back of the mat. And then finding your pigeon where it feels comfortable. If you need to place something underneath, so perhaps it can be a massage roll or it can be a block or anything underneath your hips, so you're creating a lot more space for your hips and through that for your knee as well. And then when you find your comfortable pose, bring your hands down onto the mat to both sides of the leg, and then we can do a little movement in here. So inhaling, length to your spine, lifting up, and then exhale, folding forward. Inhaling up, exhaling forward, surrendering. Inhaling up, exhaling forward. Inhaling up, and then exhale, settling down as far low as it feels comfortable, perhaps on your elbows, perhaps on your straight arms. And then placing your forehead down on the mat as well. Taking deep breaths in here, we're going to spend about 3 more breaths in the pose. Breaths that feel comfortable for you. There's no particular pace or rhythm to it. So practice is also observing what's going on in your body and how your body is functioning. On your next inhale, we're going to start lifting up. Back onto your high pigeon, rooting your palms down on the mat, tucking your right toes behind you. We're going to lift the left leg up. Visit the downward facing dog just to release the tension from your bent knee. And then when you're ready, we're moving back forward into your pigeon on the right side. So again, finding your pose. If you need to lift your hips higher in here, feel free to do so. Opening your arms out to both sides, lengthening the spine, and then exhale, folding forward from here. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding down, and this time stopping here again, either onto your straight arms, just walking them a bit further, your bent elbows, your arms straight out in front of you, placing the forehead down on the mat, whatever feels comfortable for you. Remember, it's your practice. It doesn't have to look like anything particular. It doesn't have to look like all the amazing Instagram photos. It's simply feeling and observing the body, your body, and how it's working today. Everybody has more energetic and less energetic days, and we've got stiffer days and more flexible days. So yoga is a tool to observe that change, which is the only permanent in life. Everything is in continuous change. On our cellular level, on our emotional, on our physical level. Breathing in here, breathing in space, lightness. And taking 3 more breaths to your own rhythm. And then inhale, starting to slowly return up, back to the middle. Stopping here, rooting your palms down on the mat, tucking your left toes, and then lifting your right leg up, revisiting down dog in here, just to give a little release for the bent knee. And then we're going to lower down to lie on our tummies. And in here, finding your arms stacked on top of each other, your cheek on top of one of them, and then we're going to lift the knees up, and it's super relaxing for the hips, starting to just swing your legs from side to side, from different directions, allowing them to cross, truly releasing. If you feel like just moving your hip area, doing that, releasing the legs, releasing the tension gathered in them. Super zero resistance, so not resisting any movement that's happening. And then allowing your legs to drop down, turning your gaze down, so placing your forehead down and on top of your hands and just feeling your legs in here. Inhale, starting to bring your hands next to your chest, lifting to all fours from here, tucking your toes behind you, and then we're going to start doing cat and cow. We've all been here before, so simply rolling your back up and dropping the belly and lifting your gaze up, and really feeling the movement in your hip area in here, so how your pelvis is tilting to the movement. You're tucking the tailbone, untucking the tailbone, tucking the tailbone, untucking the tailbone. Maybe starting to do a little circle in here. So you're dropping the belly, lifting up from one side into your dome back, and then dropping down from the other side. Releasing the spine. Super relaxed movement again. If your elbows feel like they're bending, allow them to bend. We're working on releasing the tension so that we can build strength. And then changing the direction. And then returning to the middle. And it's just swinging back and forth in here. Bringing weight to your hands and then sitting back down to your heels. And then lowering back to lie on your tummy. I'm going to show the mixed movement from the side as well as from the front. We're going to open our right leg out to the side and then tack your right toes onto the mat, and then we're going to start rotating. We're going to start lifting our left leg up and around our right, and then place your right cheek down on the mat. So feeling a nice opening on the chest on the right side, so from the front. Lowering down here, supporting with your left leg, with your left hand, and then obviously you're going as far as it feels comfortable, so where you feel the stretch occurring. And we're going to hold this for a while, so here too, trying to relax as much as possible, even though I'm out of the pose, with aiming to stay there for about 5 more breaths per you. Breathing in and out, and truly releasing, relaxing into that pose. Twisting the spine gently, relaxing your glutes. And we're going to take 2 more breaths in here. And inhale, starting to return to the middle. And here, before going to the other side, we're going to release the back. So super important to balance, lifting your knees up. And then again, just playing around with them, allowing them to drop from side to side, releasing the lower back. Back and forth. And then dropping them down all the way to the mat. Opening your left arm out to the side, supporting with your right, and then we're going to roll over and allow your right leg to guide the movement, placing your left forehead, your cheek down on the mat, and then taking the movement as far as it feels comfortable. Relaxing the glutes, the legs, and allowing yourself to just slide down on top of your left hand. Opening the chest nicely. If it feels comfortable, you can allow your right arm to drop towards the back as well, so that you're creating a full stretch in the whole front chain of your body. Taking 5 more breaths in here. Feeling how your body's starting to relax. 2 more breaths. And then inhale, starting to return to the middle. Slowly unfolding. Again, we're coming to the middle. To release the back. Lifting your knees. And then rolling them from side to side. One direction to another. And bring them down onto the mat. We're going to start lifting up to our child's pose from here. So bringing your either knees together or apart and placing your forehead down on the mat, your arms alongside your body on both sides of your legs. And we're going to do this as a yin pose, so complementary pose for you to offer yourself a chance to turn inwards. And stop and reflect and relax. I'm going to spend about 3 minutes in here, so starting to tune into yin mode and relaxation mode in here. Feeling the calming effect of the pose, the child's. So relaxing, so comfortable, so liberating. And yoga is one of the things where we are not meant to think outside the box. So, like I said, there's a square in us. There's 3 of them in different directions. There's one forward, there's one backwards, and there's one sideways, and then we have a center. And we are meant to return to our center. So the further we work away from that, the more energy we consume and more distracted we become by everything around us. So yoga is for inside the box, and truly working and offering an opportunity for you to turn in. And child's pose is one of them, where you're pretty much as close to your center in all planes, all sides of your body, your front and your back and your sides. This is where we can say we return to the center. And this is why the pose feels so calming, so empowering in a way. Breathing in here. Accepting, allowing yourself to relax. Obviously, we need to, in our daily lives, we need the ability to be able to reach away from our center and use strength. But more in tune we are, and more in balance we are, the less it's going to harm us. So we can then easily use our strength, do a hard pose where we're stretching out really far because our core, our foundation is strong, and then we're able to return safely back to our nest, to the center. And then again, we can reach out really far on our emotions, on our communication, and then be able to return back into ourselves eventually. So we're going to spend about 1 more minute in this pose in your child's, simply in silence, to reflect all this information, basically. Just enjoying the pose, most of all. Enjoying yourself. And taking 3 more breaths in here. And it's starting to lift up to seated. Slowly allowing your body to return to this very movement. And we're going to lie on our backs from here, dropping 1 hip down, reaching your arms to both sides of your body, reaching your legs straight out, and settling into your savasana. And here, especially after these 0 resistance trainings, perhaps allow yourself to spend about 5 or even 10 minutes in here. That this savasana is one of the greatest 0 resistant practices, because our minds are so turbulent, so in movement all the time, and our thoughts are working, our brains are working in a ridiculous pace, and we never really offer it a chance to relax. It will never relax, don't worry, but like we can offer our brains, our neurological system, a chance slow down, to calm down. And it's the same for our immune system. When we slow down, when we relax, our cells are able to restore themselves, start renewing in a healthy way. And then obviously that's going to strengthen our immune system, that's going to strengthen us physically to fight against viruses, bacteria, disease, you know, everything. So both mentally as well as biologically, we need the break sometimes. So use the Savasana just for that 10 minutes of your day to fully relax, let go, and enjoy your body. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how it goes if you have any questions. Obviously today it was a bit more talking, sorry about that, but I feel like at the moment that's the direction where my classes are going. So yeah, let me know what you think, how you feel, and if ever there's something that you didn't quite understand what we do or didn't feel good or anything. See you next week.